A Tesla car in Dubai is showing its location hundreds of kilometers away in the desert. Massive 300-meter-long ships in the Arabian Gulf are appearing in the middle of the desert. In flights 1 second they are over Sharjah, the very next second they appear near the Oman border. This is not a software glitch. This is the story of an invisible weapon being used in the Middle East war. A weapon whose consequences could be far more dangerous than we can imagine. Welcome back to the channel. In the geopolitical landscape of the Middle East, the ongoing conflict between Iran and Israel is no longer limited to missiles, drones, or traditional weapons. A new invisible weapon has entered the battlefield, one that is affecting not just the military, but civilians as well. This is known as GPS spoofing, or GPS jamming. Interestingly, the 1991 Gulf War was the first war where GPS was used, and even today, GPS is playing a strategic role in the Iran-Israel conflict. Back in 1991, there were only 16 GPS satellites, and the technology was exclusively available to the US military. During that war, Iraqi forces often got lost in the desert, while American forces used GPS to navigate through unexpected routes that Iraqi forces could not even imagine. In harsh conditions like fog, sandstorms, or darkness, Iraqi troops struggled to operate because they had no accurate sense of their location. But US forces always knew exactly where they were, even at night or in extreme weather. As a result, missiles and bombs were delivered with precise accuracy, making it easier to destroy communication towers and bunkers. 35 years ago, GPS emerged as a powerful tool of war. But in 2026, the same technology has evolved into something even more dangerous. Not just GPS, but anti-GPS warfare. This was first noticed when people in Dubai began experiencing strange behavior on Google Maps. Not just Maps, Tesla cars, Uber, Careem, and delivery riders all started showing incorrect locations. Instead of Dubai, they appeared either in the Arabian Gulf or somewhere deep in the desert. At first, it was assumed to be a software glitch. But when people checked Flightradar 24, they discovered that air traffic locations were also behaving strangely. For example, an Emirates flight arriving from Madrid showed a sudden location glitch near the UAE border. Flights from Sharjah to Egypt showed zigzag movement patterns. Another flight from Sharjah to Mumbai appeared at multiple points in the Arabian Gulf before displaying an impossible zigzag trajectory. Not just air traffic. Even maritime systems were affected. Ships in the Arabian Gulf started showing incorrect locations, with some appearing on land between UAE and Saudi Arabia, deep in the desert. One ship leaving Dubai Creek appeared in the Al Ramla region of the UAE, and near Iran's coast, some ships were seen forming perfect circular patterns. On land, something physically impossible for 300-meter-long vessels. After a few days, the mystery began to unfold. It was suspected that Iranian drone and missile activity in the region led to the manipulation of GPS signals. Although no official military statement has confirmed this, Iranian Shahed drones rely heavily on GPS coordinates. If signals are altered, their targeting systems fail. Over the past few days, such anomalies have been observed, not only in the UAE, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia, but across the entire Middle East. Now, the question arises. How exactly is GPS manipulated? And is it even possible? There are two key terms: GPS jamming and GPS spoofing. Before understanding these, let's first understand how GPS works in simple terms. GPS, or Global Positioning System, was developed in 1973 by the US Department of Defense as a military tool. The first satellite was launched in 1978, and the system became fully operational in 1995. Initially, it was only for military use, but in 1983, after a Korean passenger plane incident, it was opened for civilian use. GPS works on a principle called trilateration. Satellites orbit the Earth and continuously send signals with precise times. Your device calculates how long the signal took to arrive, and since signals travel at the speed of light, it determines the distance from the satellite. With one satellite, you get a large circular area. With two satellites, the circles intersect at 2 points. With 3 satellites, the exact location is determined. Where all circles intersect, the more satellites, the more accurate the location. Today, around 31 GPS satellites orbit the Earth, transmitting signals at specific frequencies. But these signals are very weak. By the time they reach Earth, if a powerful transmitter on the ground sends stronger signals at the same frequency, your device gets confused and cannot distinguish between real and fake signals. This is called GPS jamming, where devices lose location completely. From a military perspective, this can stop drones or missiles from hitting their targets. But the downside is, they will still crash somewhere, possibly in civilian areas. To solve this, a more advanced technique is used: GPS spoofing. Instead of blocking signals, fake but structured signals are sent with incorrect timing. Since these signals are stronger, devices accept them as real. Even a 1 millisecond difference can shift a location by hundreds of kilometers. This is GPS spoofing. Deception. In warfare, this can misguide drones away from cities towards safe areas like deserts or oceans, where they can be intercepted. While this benefits the military, it poses serious risks to civilians. Airlines are especially vulnerable. Pilots may believe the system is working correctly, while the aircraft is actually off course. Critical safety systems depend on GPS. If spoofed, pilots may receive no warning about terrain or obstacles. Planes could enter restricted zones or make dangerous turns during takeoff and landing. But the danger doesn't stop there. GPS spoofing can even disrupt stock and crypto markets. Trading systems rely on precise time from GPS satellites, which use atomic clocks. If timestamps are manipulated, transaction records can become corrupted, potentially crashing markets. Just like GPS emerged as a powerful weapon in 1991, in 2026, GPS spoofing is emerging as the next invisible weapon. This technology has already been observed in the Russia-Ukraine war and conflicts involving Israel and Syria, but the world truly realized its potential in 2011 when Iran used GPS spoofing to capture a highly classified U.S. drone, the RQ-170 Sentinel. In December 2011, this drone was flying over Iran on a surveillance mission. It had taken off from a U.S. base in Afghanistan and was supposed to return there, but Iran spoofed its GPS signals, making the drone believe it was returning to its base, while in reality, it landed safely inside Iran. This incident shocked the world. It proved that future wars will not just be fought with bullets and bombs, but with invisible radio waves and data manipulation. And in these wars, the winner will not just be the one who uses technology, but the one who is not controlled by it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. See you in the next one.